What are you scared of? Huh? When you look deep into your soul, when you go all the way into that darkness, what is it that you fear most? What is it that you don't even want to look at? You can think about this and you can think about this and you can think about this, but that one thing, that one little nugget, that one little rock down there at the bottom of your soul, what would happen if you picked it up? What would happen if you picked it up and you put it over here and you looked under it? Your fear. That's where you got to go. You know, so many people, myself included, were like, I don't know what to do with my life. I need direction. I need someone to tell me what I need to do. I'm going to go post on Reddit, tell me what I need to do. I'm going to go ask this person, tell me what I need to do. I'm going to get 3 different life coaches, tell me what I need to do. You already have a path. You already have a path. You already know where you got to go. It's your fear. Whatever you fear the most, that's where you got to go. Whatever makes your heart beat at night, that's where you got to go. You have to let your fear show you your destiny. You have to let your fear show you where you need to go. And is that shit easy? No. You think that shit's easy? No. That's what I'm fucking dealing with it, man. I gotta, I'm like, you know what? Like, I gotta let the people know. I gotta tell the people, but you know what, really? I'm making this shit because I gotta tell myself, man. I gotta tell myself because I'm struggling. I'm struggling to really give in to this, because it's like you gotta surrender to it. You gotta surrender. You gotta submit to the fear, and then like it'll guide you and show you where you need to go. And that's the scary part. I always, my whole life, like I thought that it's like, just give me a purpose, give me a thing and I'll go towards it, right? I'm just wandering around and shit and I don't know what to do, but just like, give me this one thing, It's a fucking video game, like give me a quest and give me a marker on the fucking map and I'll go and do it, But it's like, you want to know what's like scarier than that? Actually knowing what I need to do and actually knowing where I need to go. And actually knowing all of that shit, knowing my destiny, knowing my purpose, like, that's the fucking scariest part of it all. Because now it's like, oh, it's actually like on me to take that leap of faith, Like, I have the answer, I know where to go, I have the direction, but like, I actually have to do it, And it's something I like. My whole life, I've been trying to listen to other people. I've been trying to, get other people to give me the answers and shit. And most people, I'll be honest, like they didn't intend to give me shitty advice, but they gave me really bad shitty advice, Like, it was practical advice, right? They're like, Camilla, like I'm a filmmaker, bro. And like, that's not like my whole life. People are like, that's not a real job, man. That's not a real job. Like you're going to end up homeless. You're going to end up, like, in debt, and you're not even going to get your dreams. You want to be some, like, big-time fucking director hanging out in the fucking Hollywood Hills and, like, snorting crack with motherfuckers and shit. Like, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. You should do something else. So that's what I did, Like, once I left high school and I got a real job and I started studying for a real career, and I fucking hated it. And it like ate away at my soul. And that was the whole time that I was like, just give me my purpose, give me my destiny, because I'm doing all this shit. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what everybody told me to do, because I looked to them for the answers. I looked to all these external people and external things for the answers. Like, just please tell me, like, just tell me and I'll be fine. And when I listened to all of these other people, and again, like, they had good intentions. Like, I think that they wanted me to be comfortable. That's the thing. They wanted me to be comfortable. They wanted me to have a nice, safe, comfortable, stable life. But what I wanted was purpose. I wanted purpose. I wanted destiny. I didn't want, like, comfortability. I didn't want to be comfortable. I wanted to be moving towards a goal. I wanted to be, like, changing the world. Like, making people's lives, like, materially better, spiritually, like, better and shit like that. And me working this shitty fucking retail job and going to school for fucking, like, social sciences. Like, no disrespect to social sciences, but you ain't doing fucking shit. It wasn't it, man. It wasn't it. And then, like, I just got this ping in my chest as I was graduating undergrad. This, like, ping in my chest of, like, fear. Of, like, what the fuck am I going to do, man? Like, I didn't really want to go into sociology as a career. But like, I knew I had to do something. I had to graduate, and it was like, I had all this fucking fear. And then I was just like, you know what? Like, what if I just like applied to like film school as a joke? Right? I'm just joking. But like, what if I just like applied to film school and I applied for like grad school? Like, you know, what? It's just on a whim, you know? And then I got in. Like, no shit. I was like applying in like March, April. Like, that's way after you're supposed to be like applying to the schools and shit. But like, I got in. And like, part of me was like, that's cool. And another part of me felt like a dread that I had never felt before, because finally I have somewhat of a direction. And it was so fucking scary, because now it's like, well, I have to take a leap of faith. I have to jump out here when everybody else is like, don't do that, Camilla. Do you know how expensive grad school is? Do you know how expensive film school is? You're going to pay all this fucking money for fucking nothing. All right. This is worse than if you tried to do it when you were younger. Now it's even worse because you're older and you have no experience and you're going to get thousands of dollars in debt. This is an even worse decision. And I did it. And now I'm coming towards the end of my grad school. I have made an amazing thesis film, which if you've been on this channel, you've heard me, you know, nonstop trying to get you to pay money for it. Thank you so much to the people who did. It's called Girls Own the Void. It's the great autistic love story, an amazing romance, and you will be seeing it this fall, 2025. But like, that film was like the hardest thing I ever did in my life. Like, legit, like, no fucking joke. Like, that was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, was making that. Because, like, the films that I made before when I was in school, like, they were really good. But here's the thing. I purposely made them as easy as possible because I wanted to be comfortable. I didn't want to push myself that much. So I made the movies, but I'm like, I'm only going to have it set in one location and only, like, one character at a time. And basically, they're good movies, but I made it with the thought process of not what's going to be the best story, what, like, is in my soul that I need to communicate with the people through my art. It's just, like, what's the easiest thing I can do, the least expensive thing I can do. It's like me taking all that advice that I would get from everybody else. If I were to ask them what kind of movie should I make, they would tell me, make the easiest thing, make the cheapest thing, be the most fucking comfortable and shit. But with my thesis, like, I just said, fuck it. You know, again, like, I had that tinge of fear, but I just said, fuck it, man. Like, I got this story to tell. Like, you know, it's not a fucking joke to me. Like, I know, you know, that it's like the great autistic, like, romance and shit like that. And I just wrote it. It just came out. And it, you know, it involves all these different locations and all these characters and shit. Like, it's a real fucking movie that involved me hiring a shit ton of people and then having to spend all this money on it. Like, it was like a real fucking production. And it was like the hardest thing I ever did in my life. Like, those months leading up to it, and then the month when we were actually filming it, bro, like, that was fucking insane. Like, I'm looking back at it now, and it wasn't even that long ago, but I'm just like, that was fucking surreal. Like, how much stress I was under, and then how fast it was. But, like, it came out great. Like, I'm looking at it now, and I'm so proud of it, and I never thought... Like, again, I love my other films, but, like, the level of how fucking proud I am for this. I never thought that I would even, like, feel that way about anything in my life. And it's because it was scary, and I fucking went for it, and I took a leap of faith, and I said, I don't give a fucking shit. I don't care how expensive it is. I don't care how hard it's gonna be. I don't care how much stress I'm gonna be under. Like, I gotta fucking do this shit because that's what my fucking soul wants, man. Like, that's what my soul is telling me to do. But now, after I did that, after I did the hardest fucking thing in my life, now the fear is coming back, the anxiety is coming back, the stress is coming back because I have to graduate soon and figure out what I'm going to do. No, it's not that I have to figure out what I'm going to do, because here's the thing. That fear came back. That fear came back because it's not just that I'm going to graduate, but I realized, well, I made this great short film. Guess what I got to do now? I gotta make a feature film, and I wrote it, and it's so, like, I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all, like, you'll see it soon, but it's so fucking good. Like, it's so fucking good. Like, just reading the script makes me fucking cry. And again, it's like, I didn't, like, no holds back. Like, again, people would be like, hey, it's your like first feature film, like, try to make it as cheap as possible, write it in a way, but I'm like, fuck that, dude. fuck that. My soul's got a fucking story to tell. I gotta tell the world this shit. And I'm looking back at it from like an angle of like producing it. I'm like, this is impossible. This is impossible. So now it's like done. I mean, I'm going to keep like doing revisions and stuff, but for the most part, the skeleton's done. So I know where I need to go. My fear has led me in the direction I know where I need to go, which is that after I graduate, I need to find some sort of a job and then make this film, somehow find a way to fund it, somehow find a way to fucking make it. And it's going to be 100 times harder than my thesis, which was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And now I just have to jump back into it and do something that's like even harder, even more of like a crazy fucking thing to do. And, I keep telling myself this shit of like, I just need to take a leap of faith. I just need to do it. I just, and it's like, I know that, but it's like, I'm so scared. Like, dude, like, I'm so scared, because it's like, I might for a temporary amount of time, like fucking end up like sleeping in a friend's car or something like that. Like, this is not a financially stable decision to make. This is not a good career decision to make. Like, in no way objectively is this like a good thing for me to be doing. But like, I have to take my own advice. And like, looking back on my life, I have concrete proof, concrete facts to show that like, this is what I have to do. I have to take the leap of faith, because what is comfortable, this is the thing I realized, is that like, what's comfortable is what you shouldn't be doing. If you feel comfortable, if you can be like, I could do this 100 times in a row and I feel completely comfortable and I don't feel any stress, then like, that's exactly the opposite direction you need to be going in. Because what's the point of your life, man? This is the fucking thing. What's the point of your life? Is the point of your life just to do the most comfortable thing and the thing that is the most satisfying to you, and you don't have to work hard and you don't have to do anything and you get to just like sit around, Because I thought for the longest fucking time, I thought that what I wanted for my life was just like, oh, I get a girlfriend, I get a wife, and we love each other, and we get a cottage out in the woods, and we have 100 cats, and we just lay around and bake bread all the time and cottagecore shit, like da-da-da-da-da. And like, that's cool and shit, man, but it's like, what's the fucking point of that? Like, whose life am I bettering by doing that? How am I like making the world a better place by doing that? How am I like transmuting energy, like transmuting the pain that I felt my entire life and being able to transmute other people's pain and like fucking alchemize that shit? Like, how am I doing that with that? Me being comfortable is me retreating from the world. Me being comfortable is me saying, like, I don't want to engage with the world. I don't want to try to make the world a better place. I just care about me and how I feel. But even if I did that, man, if I fucking play the tape forward, and even if that happened, right, I find the love of my life, and then we get married and live in a fucking cottage in the woods and shit like that, like, would I actually be happy? Right? Like, maybe for the first few months, like, I'd feel elated, and I'd feel like, yes, I did it. But like, really? Like, would I feel happy? No, like, I'd feel a fucking hole in my chest. I'd feel a fucking hole in my chest. And honestly, like, that hole would probably feel even worse because I did everything that I thought that I wanted to do. And now I don't feel happy. I feel depressed, and I feel meaningless, and I feel directionless. Because I'm not going where my fear is. It's not scary. It's not scary for me to sit at home with someone I love and we just like, I don't know, like fucking like play video games all day and shit like that. That's not scary. And like, my whole life I've just been running away from stress because it's hard. But it's like, that's the point, And like, honestly, like when I was filming, man, like I had to go so hard, but there was like a little bit of like a rush, like an adrenaline rush in it that I kind of like never felt in my life. But like, I kind of like got off on that shit, dude. Like, I kind of was like, yeah, like, let's fucking go. Like, let's hit this shit hard. Let's fucking go harder than I've ever fucking gone harder in my life, Take the leap of faith. Do it. The thing that you are the scaredest about, the thing that fills you with the most dread, that's where you gotta go. That's where I gotta go. That's where you gotta go. And we have to take the leap of faith. Every single person around you. And again, they have good intentions. That, they want you to be comfortable, but you have to realize that you shouldn't be comfortable. You need to get into the mud. You need to get into the darkness. You need to get dirty and have your blood and sweat and tears and all this fucking shit. And the whole time, everybody around you is going to be looking at you like you're a fucking crazy person. Why don't you just settle? Why don't you just have a comfortable life? Why don't you just do what's rational, what's logical, and just settle? Why don't you just settle and be comfortable? And you're you're over here fucking covered in fucking blood and sweat and tears, and you're just fucking crying every single day. But you know what? That's your purpose. Like, that's your purpose in this life, is to do that. And I don't give a fuck, like, what it is, man. Like, whether it's, like, you want to write a book, you know, or, like, because, like, whatever you've loved since you were a little kid, like, that's, well, you know what you got to do. Like, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker, but I just shunned it because that's not realistic and all this sort of shit. Like, I just shunned it. Like, you know what you need to do. You know what your destiny is. Whether, like, you've always wanted to, like, write a book, or, like, you wanted to fucking, like, it doesn't even have to be, like, art related, right? It could be anything. It could be that you want to be a social science major, right? Like, that's where you have to go, and you just have to, when everyone's standing around you looking at you, and you're on a cliff, right? And they're standing around you, and they're saying, don't jump. That doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not rational for you to jump. It's not going to be comfortable for you to jump because you're going to fucking die. You're going to die if you do this. If you take that jump, you're going to fucking die. And you're on the cliff, and you look down, and all you see is just plunges down into darkness, right? You're on the fucking top of the Marianas Trench, and you just see that fucking darkness down there, and everyone's like, don't do it, don't do it, please don't do it. And what do you gotta do? What do you gotta do? Take the leap of faith. Put one fucking foot out. This is why I shouldn't show you my foot for free. You have to pay for that. That's how I'm gonna fund my feature. Pick your fucking foot out, and then take your body and just go forward. And everyone around you is going to say, no, don't do it. But as you're falling, what's going to happen? Are you going to catch yourself? Are you going to realize that you'll be able to walk that path? Even if it's hard? Even if you end up hitting the ground as hard as possible and you're bleeding and all this shit, but you're not dead. You're not dead. And there's going to be many times in your life where you have to keep taking the leap of faith. And every time that you take the leap of faith, it's going to, the cliff is going to be steeper. The cliff is going to be higher, and it's going to be steeper. And you'll be more people telling you not to do it. It's going to keep happening. It's not like you just do it once and then that's it. It's going to keep happening. And every single time you have to take the leap. Take the leap. Jump. Fucking jump. This is in a bad context, right? Just fucking jump. Just jump. Who cares? No, like, fucking do it, man. Like, fucking, I gotta do it. I am so scared about doing this. I'm so scared about graduating. I'm so scared about having to find a way to make a living while simultaneously doing the next hardest thing that I will ever do in my entire life. I'm so fucking scared. I'm so fucking paranoid. And, like, that is what's telling me that I have to do it. I have to do it. And you have to fucking do it too. Take the leap. Auntie Camilla tells you to take the leap, so fucking do it. What are you waiting for?